In real life, you're one of the happiest people I know. Was it hard for you to get into this role?
Not really, actually. Because the beginning of the show, it's not to the very serious part yet, so I have to kind of overdo, like, the more happy parts in order to set apart that section of the show from the second part, which is a lot more depressing and sad. So going from that happy to sad transition wasn't very hard for me in that sense.
It was kind of ironic because towards the beginning of the play, your character is one of like comic relief type, and then at the end, it's not comic relief.
It was an experience.
Joe's morals are often questioned in this play. Joe is Ethan's character. And do you think Joe is evil, or is he just, like, for lack of a better word, misunderstood?
A lot of the characters in the show see Joe as an evil figure for what he did, but Joe as a person believed that he was justified in what he did. I believe he's a very misunderstood character in that sense. However, Joe also knows that what he did was wrong, and he basically admits that to Chris and everyone that he knows.
You've been in ZHP for, 3 years?
Yep, this is my 4th year.
Yeah. And you've been in Curious Savage, which was the fall show 2 years ago, and Tale of Two Cities, which was last year's show. How does All of My Sons differ from those two shows?
You take shows like Curious Savage and Tale of Two Cities, and those are the kind of things that you'd expect to read in a book. They're believable situations, but they're not believable to the point where you'd see it happening in everyday life. All My Sons, on a different level, is a lot more real. The show itself feels like that could happen very realistically in that exact same place and time and setting, and that's what really sets it apart from the other shows. It feels way too natural to be just a show. It's more than that.
All My Sons is a very small cast, and in this production it's only 9 actors. Do you like having a smaller cast, or like what's the difference between the two and the pros and cons?
I definitely loved having a smaller cast. With like a bigger cast, I mean, you get more of like the atmosphere of theater, because you have, oh my gosh, you have like these people here, these people, and like all these little parts making a whole. But with a smaller cast, like every single person has such a crucial role to the play. And like personally, like this cast became like my family. Like I loved all of them. Like we would like always talk and hang out and stuff, and I would text all of them, and it's just like, you can't get that sort of community with such a large cast because it's kind of hard to get to know everybody. But with such a little cast, you get to know everybody on like an individual level, and you become really close with them. And it was just such an amazing experience.
So in the play, Kate's son is missing in action for the majority of the play, and he has been for 3 years. Now, if one of your loved ones was missing, would you be in denial like Kate was? Or would you just move on after a certain amount of time?
You're giving me the hard questions here. I think for a while I would be in denial, but I mean, it's kind of like Kate was a little crazy about it. I don't think I would be that much, and I feel like if that person loved me, they would want me to move on.
Then also, how does it differ from being a lead in a smaller cast? Because I'm sure it'd be different if you were a lead in like a bigger cast.
I think it's just the fact that like when you're in the smaller cast, you don't really have the attention put on you. But like when you're in the lead, like a big cast and you're the lead, like you have so many people like, oh, well, she doesn't deserve this part because, you know, I should have got this part, you know, but why am I an extra and she's a lead? But with a smaller cast, you know, everybody has such a crucial role that you don't really get that tension at all, actually. You don't get that tension at all because everybody like loves and accepts you.